Hi everyone, this is Sheila Peters and we're about to do a stretch body awareness class. We're going to start with our feet directly under our hips and our body's tall, and we're going to start circling the right shoulder. So we're going to go forward, lift, back and down, forward, lift, back and down, to the front, lift, back and around and forward, lift, back. Now use the arm. We're going to let the upper torso twist, but the hips stay front. Circle and lift. Arm and around. And circle and around. Good. Circle and around. Let's take it to the left and front. Lift. Back and down and front. Lift. Back and down. Two more. Front. Lift. Back and down and front. Lift. Back. Circling with the arm, lift, upper body goes, but hips stay front, lift, and around, down, circle, up, and around, and circle, up, twist and down, right shoulder backwards, back, lift, front, down, and back, lift, front, and down, two more, back, lift, front, and down, and back, lift, front and arm, stretch it back, up, keep those hips still, and torso twists up and down, and circle, up, around, last one, and circle, lift, up, other side, and going to the back, forward, front, and down, and back, up, bend, down, to the back, lift, front, and down and back. Lift, front, and the arms, stretch it back, hips stay front. Torso will twist along with that head. Lift, around, two more, and twist, reach up, around, and down, and reach. Lift, up, and down. Now we're going to make the shoulders go in a lateral circle, so we're going to go lift, going out to the side there, drop it down, and then bring it in. This is going to be a somewhat unfamiliar move for your shoulders, so just give it a try. Here's our last one. Circle up and around. Now we're going to cross our arms, so it crosses over and lifts up, and cross over and up. Breathe it, cross, up and around. And feel that stretch in the upper part of that shoulder as you swing that arm around. Just take it to the other side. Up, in, and down, and out. Lift it up, in, and down, and out. Lift it up, in, around, and once more. Lift it up, in, and down, and out. Crossing the arm over. Lift it up, and open. And cross. Feel that little stretch at the top of the shoulder and the arm. Crease around, and good. And last one, drop around, and let's make the shoulders go in the opposite direction. Lift, push it out, drop it down and in. Push it up, out, drop it down and in. Lift, circling around and down and in. Lift, around and down. And let's reach the arm out and cross it in. Reach it out and cross it in. And reach up, around, in. And reach up, around, in. Other shoulder. Up, go out. Drop it down and in. Up, out, and around. Keep breathing. In, up, out, and around. Good. And in, up, out, and around. Here goes the arm reaching out, up, and cross. Not letting that torso move so that you can really feel that little stretch there. Up and around. Good. And reach out, up, and around. Perfect. Okay, let's bend our knees and we're going to lift the right heel up, pressing through the toe. Hands can go right on the hips and shift. And press and change. And lift and press and up. Good. And press. Let's turn the legs out. We're making them in a slightly open position, so you'll have to shift weight to weight from side to side here. And press. Push your heel up. Press and press. 2 more. And press. And press. Good. And press. And press. Let's come back to a closed position. Hands can stay on hips. We're going to do a little balance while we work through the ankles. So we're lifting the foot up. We're going to circle it. 1 and 2. Good. 3 and 4 and 5. Keep going. 6 and 7 and 8. Let's shift and go to the other side. Shift your weight, but don't sink into the hip. Lift the other foot up. And circle 1 and 2. We're circling to the outside through that ankle. So keep breathing. Keep nice and tall and stay on the line. 7 and 8. Come back down. Let's shift and we'll make our feet go in the opposite direction. So we're lifting up and then we're going to go in and in. So you're thinking of your little toe as you circle this. Here's the 4th one. And 5 and 6. Good. And 7 and 8. Coming back down. Let's take it to the other side. Lift up and we're circling in. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Keep going. 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. If you're wobbling a little bit like me, that's normal. Let's go into a slide. So we're in a parallel position, sliding this leg out. You're bouncing on the big toe. And we're going to just shift from one side to the other. So we've got this knee bend. We shift, bend, and slide. And slide. Just to get a little movement in the hips as well as the legs. Out. Good. Out. And out. Let's take once more in each direction. Out and out. And we're going to come up and turn the legs out and do the same thing. So we have out, shift out, and out, and out. 2 more sets. Shift it out, and out. Good. And out, and out. Let's come back to a parallel position and take some circles with the hips there. So we are rotating in a parallel position and then out. And let's move through. So your knees are bent. We're pushing the hips forward, going around to the side, opening up through the whole hip area. Upper body is going to counterbalance, circling around. And we have 3 more of those. Nice and easy. Circling around. Breathe. And keep it going. 2 more. Big circle. Each time, see if you can expand the range of motion so you're really working into all of the fascia and muscles and tendons and ligaments around the hips. Good. And let's take it back to the other side for them. Circling around. Good. All the way. Keep it going. Excellent. And here's our second one. Breathe. Around. And keep going. Good. Around. And last one. Here we go. Circling. Breathe. And around. Coming to the front. Good. And upright. So you've noticed we've actually been working with joints here. Shoulders, extension with the arms, ankles, knees, and then we're getting into the hip area. So let's work with the sort of less obvious joint, and we'll go with the rib cage. So out to the side and side. Push it out. Side and side. Keep going. Push and out. And to the side and side. Let's go to the front. Front chest goes forward and back. And forward and back. And forward and back. And forward and back. Let's go into a bent knee position and take circles with that rib cage. So it's the same thing that we did with the hips. We're trying to really engage the rib cage and get some more mobility and breath into the various parts of our body. Now we have 2 more going to the right. Circle all the way around. Excuse me. And once more. Circle and around. Good. And then let's come back to the front and reverse it immediately. Circling around and breathe. And out and around and breathe. Good. 2 more. Out all the way around, trying to hit all of those positions, sides and the front and back. And last one, circle and around. Good. And breathe. Good. Come to the center, come upright. Let's open the legs up into a wider position. And now we're going to take some twists. So we're going to bend this leg over the toe and we're going to push across. Push and push. Keeping the knee that bends right out over the toe and reach. Good. 2 more sets in each direction. Push and push and push and push. Coming upright. Let's take that in a rotated position. So now the knee again has to go out of the toe. As you push and stretch, you may feel you get a little stretch to the inside thigh there, as well as getting that twist. And you might have a little balance check there. And push and stretch. Good. Push and stretch out. Keep going. Push and stretch and push. Let's take one more and push it out. Good. And push it out. Excellent. Coming up right. Let's come back to a parallel position right underneath our hips. And bend the knees, reach one arm up and one down. So we have opposite pull up to the ceiling and down to the floor. And our heads are loose. We feel a nice side body stretch there. Coming up. Reach and bend. Now, we're trying to more or less let our upper body bend from above the waist. So it's more in the rib cage that you might feel that side stretch. And breathe and reach. Good. Up and reach. Excellent. 2 more sets. Reach all the way up and lift and reach. Good. And lift and stretch and up. And stretch. We're going to build onto this, so we're going to take bend and reach, keeping both knees bent, breathing in, and then we're going to straighten both legs as we reach the arms even more in the directions they're going. And bend. Inhale. And reach. Let that upper body go over maybe a little bit more. And bend. Inhale. Exhale. Lengthen. And last one. Bend. Inhale. Arms reach. Exhale. And let the head be nice and loose. Now feel like somebody pulls you up from that position to help get you out. And let's take it to the other side. Bend and curve. Nice and neat, loose there. And breathing in. Exhale, stretch, feel arms reaching away. Upper body is tilting. And bend, inhale, exhale, stretch. See if you can arc over a little bit more. 2 more sets. Bend, inhale, exhale, and reach. And last time, bend. Inhale. Exhale and reach. Now feel again, somebody pulls you up by that arm to help get you up. Good. Let's take a wide position now. And just to prepare ourselves, we're going to just bend the knees and get a little more action on the inside thighs here. So we're bending and straightening. And bending, opening out through the thighs and straight. Upper body stays straight. And bend and straighten. And last time, bend and straighten. Now we're going to bend and reach over on the diagonal with our arms. So now our stretch is going all the way from the foot to the arm here through the body. So here we go. Stretch, come up and over, and reach. Feel the length going out through the arm and out through that same foot. Up and over. Breathe and reach. Each time, see if you can get a little farther over. Up and over. And reach. 2 more sets. Lift. Up and over. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Up. Over. Keep breathing. Long line. 1 more set. Up. Over. And lengthen. Good. And up. Over. And lengthen. Come back up and over. We're going to now put our hand on the knee there, reach this arm up, and do a similar thing that we just did. So from here, breathing in, inhale, and then exhale, straighten that leg, push against that thigh, and see if you can get a little farther over, so that now the stretch goes all the way from the hip through the arm. Bend, inhale, exhale, breathe and stretch, lengthen out, bend, inhale. Exhale, stretch it out, long line, and last one, bend. Inhale, Exhale and stretch it out. Good. Now we're going to bring the arm down and roll up through our body here and go to the other side. So we're bending, reaching this arm up. Set this first stretch up. So you're really lengthening through the arm all the way to the foot. Hand is braced here. Inhale. As you exhale, you straighten the leg and try to reach the arm a little further over. Long line. Good. Bend. Inhale. Exhale. And straighten. Two more. Bend. Inhale. Exhale. And lengthen. Feel that line. How much more open can you get? One more chance. Bend. Inhale. Exhale. And lift. Head comes down. Roll up through the spine. Excellent. Let's bring our feet into that parallel lying position. And again, do the twist that we did before. So we're bending and pushing, twisting. Bend and twist. Knee stays out over the toe that's bent. And push and reach. Maybe you feel like you get a little more twist there. Two more sets. And push and reach. Good. And push and reach. Last set. Push. Flex out through that hand. As you push, breathe out and push through that arm. Good. And come up right. Excellent. Let's bring the legs up to a parallel position. Bend the knees, and we'll do a little more hip articulation. So this foot is coming up to a forced arch position, and we're lifting the hip up and down, up and down, up and down, and up. Other side, lift and go up and down, and up. So really when I say down, we're going to a neutral position, up and down. Switch it, and now we're going to lift and go out to the side, push it out to the side. And neutral, and out, and neutral, and out. So we get a little more IT band stretch, out, and let's take it to the other side, lift, push it out to the side, opening up through here, and good, and out, and center, and out, and center, and out, and center. Good, come up and straighten. Let's go into a turned out position. We're going to still work with the hips. Go back to that bent knee position. So let's use our arms to help us here. Arms come up. We're going to slide the hands up and go way out. Good. And lift. And press and slide out. So you're trying to deepen this stretch here in the inside thighs. Up and push out and stretch and lift. And we have our last one. Come up. Press and push. Let's maintain this position. We've got our hands right here. We're going to lift the heel up and down and lift. Your legs are going to get a workout. And lift and down and up. Two more sets. Lift it up and down and lift. Once more, you're going to really feel this up and down and up and down. And let's come upright and lift. Let's heel toe the feet in a little bit. And then let's take our foot into that forced arch position. Other leg is bent. We're going to just rotate the hip in, counteract that rotation out. Then go back to your rotation out. And in, breathe. And out. Good. And in, and out. And in, and out. Let's come back to parallel. Lift the other heel up. Rotating in first. Here we go. In. Feel that stretch. And out. Good. And in. And out. And in. And out. And in. And out. Good. Come back to your neutral position. Let's just shimmy out a little bit. We're going to go back into the wide position and work with the hips. Just cocking the hip out to the side. So push it out. You've got to stretch through here. And upper body is tilting. So it counterbalances that stretch. Way out there. And out. Excellent. Let's take that again. Push. And out. And last time. Push it out. And hopefully you're the stretch there for yourself. And we'll do the same thing with the bent knee position. So we have to push the hip up and our upper body is counterbalancing. It's a little weird, but you're going to find an increased stretch in the inside thigh. And out. Good. Both knees do stay right out there over the toes. Switch it. 2 more sets. Push it out. Yep. It's like you're really trying to push into it and increase the stretch on here, the inside thigh, and push out. And once more, push it out. Good. Come to a neutral position. Come up right. Let's heel toe in. I'm going to turn to the side, and I'm just going to go into a flat back position now. So we can have our hands right at our hips. And we're folding over. And even though we've done some work with our legs, we haven't been very specifically working with hamstrings. So here we go. We can feel that. And come up right. 3 more. Flat over. Lengthening through the back, but also feeling the stretch that's happening in the hamstrings. 2 more. And over. Good. And upright. And 1 more. And over. And flat. And upright. Let's take a little variation. So from here, we're going to go into that flat back. We're going to bend the knees and reach your arms behind. And now as we straighten, it's almost like we're shooting forward with our arms and our spines to get into that straight leg. Increasing the stretch in the hamstrings. Bend, keep that back flat. Inhale. Exhale, reach. Inhale, breathe. And exhale. Out. Last one. And bend. Inhale. And exhale out. Let's bend our knees and gently allow our bodies to fold over. We've got our hips folding right at the front crease there, and heads are loose. And let's just shake our heads no. And shake our heads yes. And again, shake the heads no. Let that neck really become loose so that the head is heavy. And yes. And now gently from here, deep breath in as the knees bend just a little bit more. We're going to straighten out, pushing our hips up. So here we go, back into the hamstring stretch. Heads are down. Again, bend, inhale, feel the crease in front of the hips, shoulders are relaxed. Exhale, push up through the hips. So we're increasing the stretch in the backs of the legs. 2 more, bend, inhale. And exhale. Push, hips up, heads down. And last time, bend, inhale. Exhale, hips up, heads down. Let's bend the knees, roll up through the spine. We haven't really gone through the lower back very much or the full spine. And notice how that feels through that whole back. And come up right, good. Let's face front once again with the wide position. And we're going to rotate the left leg. So now here we are in a parallel wide 4th position. And you've got your weight between the legs. And we're going to bend the back leg just to stretch out that Achilles a bit. And straighten up. And now bend the front leg to stretch out the heel here in a different way. And come up. And bend. Good. And straighten. And bend the front leg. And up, bend, good, and straighten. So it's also a little bit of a transfer of weight balance exercise. And bend, and straighten, and bend, and come up. Now this time we're going to bend and we're going to flex that front foot up so we start to really work and focus on that front foot. Good. And then straighten all the way up. Let's take that again. Bend, flex the front foot, stretching out. And come up. And bend, flex the front foot. And straighten up. Last time. Bend, flex the front foot, push out your heel. And straighten up. Good. Let's shift everything over to the other side. This is really a lot of balance work, but it will get a stretch in the lower leg. So from here, once again, bend the back leg and straighten. Front leg bends. Putting the weight over that front leg. Shift it to the back. And straighten. And front. Back heel gets a stretch. Lift. And bend. Knee goes over the toe. Straighten. And bend. Front leg. And straighten. And bend. Good. And straighten. And bend. And straighten. Let's do the second variation. So we have bend. Flex that front foot. Really press the heel into the floor, toes coming forward towards you. Come to a straight leg. And bend, flex. Pressing back with that toe as the heel goes forward. Come straight, weight between the legs. Bend, flex. Keep the upper body nice and straight. Good. And straighten. And last one. Bend and flex. And lift up and straighten. Let's shift and go back to the first slide. And this time we're going to go over into a flat back. Weights between the legs here. So we're going over just as we did when we had our legs both in front and parallel to each other. And you'll see that you get an added stretch onto this front hamstring. And come upright. And folding from the hips, holding onto the abdominals. And straighten. Let's take that again. Over and fold. Really lengthening out through the hamstring. And up. And once more. And over and fold. Good. And come up right. Okay, we're going to increase that stretch. And we're going to go over and flat. Now we're going to rock back slightly so we can flex that front foot up. So there is some balance there, but you'll notice you get an additional stretch there. And come back to the flat back. And rock back and flex. Lengthening. And foot down. And still in that flat back. Still holding on to the abdominals there. Two more. Flex. Press. Remember that the feet are truly parallel. And out. They're not rotating out. And flex. And push back. Good. And down. And flat back. And then let's come all the way up. Let's shake out for a minute before we go to the other side. You may have really felt that intensely, as you were meant to. So let's go to the other side. Make sure those feet are truly parallel. You've got your weight between your legs, and you've got a decent width between your legs. And we're going over into that flat back. We're just taking flat backs, practicing for the second variation. And come upright. And flat over. Good. And lift up. And flat over. Feel that lengthening. And come upright. And once more. Flat over. And come upright. And let's go into our variation and going back over. Flat back. And here we go. We push back and lift the toes up. And the heel stays on the floor. And we might find your legs wobbling some. And then foot comes down, and we go into that flat back. Weight moves forward into the center of the legs a little bit. And then push back, lift, lengthening out, really feeling that nice stretch. Good. Foot down, and lengthening the body out. Holding onto those abs. If it feels like it's too much, you can rest for a moment and then come join us again. Here's the third one. And come back into that flat back position. And then last one, pressing back with hip and heel goes down and toe comes up. Good. And flat back. Coming all the way up. Excellent. Okay, again, let's shake out a little bit. And now we're going to go into the floor. So let's turn and bring the back foot forward, the front foot towards me, all the way back. So we have a nice lunge here. Feeling that hip going forward and feel that stretch. Good. Let's drop the knee down, toe releases, and let the hip truly come down to the floor. So it's opening up even more. From this position, we're going to take the back hand and put it inside of that front, into the front of the foot there. Reach the arm up, press up, and twist to the back as that hip stays facing down towards the floor. Good. Keep going. Reach forward, lengthen, up, around, and twist. Again, a little bit of balance here. Reach, up, around, and twist. Excellent. And reach forward, lift, around, and twist. Good. Opening the shoulders. Hands come down, replace the hands so you've got one in front and one back. Curl the toes under and let's flex. And let's just rock forward and back through that foot. So we're gonna rock forward, pushing through the toes so we get a stretch. And then press back and stretch the heel out. So this is gonna be a deep stretch for that hip and back. Come forward and press back all the way. 2 more. Press it forward and press it back. Press that heel back, good. And last time, press forward through the toes, so you're stretching through the instep there, and press back. And you're gonna know where we're feeling that stretch. Let's come to a neutral position, drop the knee down, toe releases, and then we're gonna push the front leg back and go into a child's pose.
So you're gonna feel the difference between how the legs are folding here, because of that work on the hip there. And breathe. Allow the head to relax, shoulders to relax, hips sort of shimmy so that they relax too, and you'll find that your lower back stretches out a little bit more.
And let's come back upright. And we're going to switch to the other side. So the leg that was in back is now forward, and you can feel the stretch that's happening on that hip in the back leg. Let's take a lunge, press through and press. Feeling that lunge position. You're really pressing down on the foot in front and out to the back. Good. And then drop the knee back down again, toe releases. We're going to move this front hand to the inside and start working with the arm. Reach, twist, press with the hands down and reach to the back. And again, there's going to be a bit of a balancing challenge here, up and around, but you're keeping your hips front. And you're really stretching through that hip. So you can keep reaching through and getting that stretch on that hip. And we have one more circle. Lift, press up, around, and back. And then come back to your original position with your hands, and we're going to go back into that lunge, and we're going to start rocking back and forth. So we're going to start rocking forward. You feel that stretch to the instep, and then press back. And push. And rock forward, press, and then rock back, and push out through the heel. We have 2 more. And rocking forward, good. And pressing back, shoulders down, and really feeling the stretch in hip, forward, and press back. Good. Come back to your neutral position. Let's get the knee down, toe releases. Slide that front leg back. We're going back into child's pose. And just hang in here for a minute. Good. Notice what is lengthening out. What is really folding more. If you have any tension anywhere, try to shimmy it out and relax. Good. And then let's bring our hands forward and roll up through the spine. We're going to do a little work in that lower spine. We haven't done much. And so we're going to curve the back to the back and run, tilting the hips under, engaging the abdominals, pushing through, undulating, and going into a slight arch there in that lower back. And again, push and rock back. And just enjoy this and come forward. And push and rock back. Good. And push. And come forward. Let's do that one more time. And so we're pushing and we're rolling to the back with that spine. Good. And coming forward. Excellent. And then come upright. Let's go forward with our hands and we're going to push through the hips. So it's a variation of what we just did. Hands are pretty far forward and we're going to push the hips forward. Let the hips hang. Upper body's arcing. And then lifting up. And pushing back into that modified child's pose where you're reaching the hips way back there, arms are forward. So you may feel a stretch in the arm, inside the armpit area. Roll out through the spine here. So we're rippling up into that cat position, pushing down into the cow, modified cow. Push back with the hips directly, and we're going into a straight back position, modified child's pose. That was step 1. We're going to take this 3 more times, rolling out through that lower back, engaging the abdominals, coming forward, press the hips down, arch, and lift up. Maybe you can get a little further up with your torso. Now, coming up and pushing through that lower back all the way up. And push out through the straight back position. So we're adding a little more of the cow position here, up, pushing it through, cow, and then now we're going to push up and try and get into a little bit of a cat. Here we go, before we go into that flat back position, stretching out, and take that again. Cat, rolling up, pushing through, cow. Good. And then coming up and trying to get into that lower back by engaging the abdominals into the cat a little bit more before we go into that flat back position. Good. Let's walk our hands up and come back into a sitting onto your knees position. And we'll go into the first little lower back undulation we did. So lower back, push through, and arc. And lower back, and you may find that you have a lot more flexibility through this back, and rock it back. Good. And push through, and go into the back. Good. And push through. Excellent. So we're going to go into the floor, so turn around, and we're going to bring our knees up. We have our backs nice and straight, and we're going to roll all the way down to the floor with our knees bent. Holding on to the backs of the thighs if we want to. Bringing the legs up towards us, and we're going to roll up into a bridge. So hands can be down, palms to the floor. Using your legs, we're going to push the pelvis up, engaging the lower back to stretch it, engaging the abdominals to keep that spine in line, and lift. Good. Holding on to this position, we're going to reach our arms up and to the back, and up and to the side, down, and lift. So we're holding on to our abdominals, and we've got a little bit of an abdominal as well as glute work here, and lift, and up, and come down, maintain the back where it is, lift it up, and come down, and stay. Let's use one arm up and one back. So we have one up over our head and switch. We're still holding on to the glutes and holding on to the abs. Good. And lift and change and change. We have two more shifts, and up and over and lift. One more set, and up and over. Good. And up and over. Excellent. Bring the arm back down, and let's roll down through the spine into that lower back and hug our knees in, which will open up those glutes just a little bit because you did just engage them. And we are going to work with them some more, and then we'll stretch them out. So really hug in. Maybe you want to rock side to side to ease out any strain that you might be feeling. The knees there. Good. Up and over. And up and over. Coming back into your center position, feet come down. We're going back up into that bridge position, but our feet are very close to us. And if this feels too much, you can do a modification. So we're going to push through the lower back, pressing it. We're going to engage the glutes there, lift up back into our bridge here. And we're going to lift first the front heel up, and down, back heel up and down. Keep the hips lifted up and down and up. We have two more sets. Engage the glutes and down and up and down. Lift the first one up and down, and the back one and down. Now bring the arms up, so they're straight up. We're going to lift both heels up and down, and lift and down. And lift heels, down, and lift, and down. Coming back up for the last final push, we're going to push up through the heels. Heels are lifted, and we're going to lift up through the hips, and lift. Keep going, lift, and up, really engaging those glutes,
and up. Good. Heels down, arms down, roll down through the spine. Good, all the way to the lower back. And once again, bring the legs into the chest and fold them in so that you get rid of any tension you might be holding in your spine and open up the glutes just a little bit. Good. Keep it going. Let's once again rock side to side here so that you get a little breath and breadth through the lower back there. Over to the side and side. Good. Now we're going to come up by lifting our legs up, hands underneath us. And we're going to push with the legs forward so we can roll up through the spine to an upright position. Good. So let's go back into a kind of a modified lunge. And we're going to bring the back leg forward. Well, actually, let's just slide the back knee forward and stretch out the back leg. So you're kind of sitting on that front leg and you've got a stretched out leg, and you might be feeling that in your glutes there. You might be feeling it as a stretch somewhere, but we're going to just sort of slide our upper bodies to the side here. So we're on the side of that heel. Open that leg up a little bit, bend the back leg, and sit up. And now we're going to go over towards this front leg to open up that whole glute area and that hip. So backs are straight, and we're going to roll down through the spine and come over and hang. You're going to go out as far as you can. Heads are nice and loose. And you're going to notice that you actually are getting a bit of a stretch through that glute area and the outside of that hip. And just hang here. So we're going to take some breaths. And each time you exhale, see if you can reach the arms a little farther forward so you're getting a little bit more of a stretch in that hip and glute area. So here we go. Deep breath in. As you exhale, reach the hands out and lengthen and fold over. Again, breath in. And reach and fold over. Now, if you feel like not much is happening, you could stretch the back leg out so that it goes in a parallel position underneath you. And I'm going to take 2 more breaths this way. Deep breath in. Exhale and reach. But if you wanted to remain in the bent knee position because that was doing what you needed, go for it. Deep breath in. Reach out and stretch. So you should be feeling a pull, an opening. You're trying to let that hip be heavy so that as your arms reach forward, you've got sort of an opposite pull. Arms forward, upper body forward, but hip down so you're really opening up in that whole hip glute area. Good. And then walk yourself up. If you had your legs straight, bend the knee, push yourself upright, and then switch to the other side. So we're going to start with a bent knee with the front leg, and the other leg is straight. And just even in this position, you may feel like there's more of a lengthening out through here. You may feel some stretches in different places. And so as we go into the stretch that we are intending to do, we're coming over to the side of that hip, bringing that leg out and bending the back leg. And let's sit up for a second so you can stabilize this position. You may feel some action through this back hip. Backs are straight, we're rolling down and folding over. And trying to slide over in a way that we can really feel the fold in that hip flexor and feel the stretch that happens in the thigh, maybe the glutes. It might not be super strong for some of you, but others you may really feel this. So let's take 2 deep breaths in. Maintaining this position, exhale and reach. And again, you're keeping the hip down onto the floor and letting the upper body go over. So there's an opening that happens in the glute and top, back side of that hip in front. Once more, deep breath in. Exhale and reach and really let the upper body go forward as the hip tries to stay down in front. So you've got that opposite pull. Maybe you even feel this in your back. There could be some other places. Now, if you want to increase that stretch, you can stretch that back leg out and make it go parallel, which will increase the stretch that you feel in the back hip glute area. If you want to maintain that leg bend, you can. Let's take 2 more deep breaths. Inhale.
Exhale and release. Once more, inhale. And exhale and release. And let the head go, shake it out, shoulders loose. Really feel the opposite pull, body going forward, upper body going forward, and hip going down. So you can really open up that whole area in the back of the front leg. Good. And then walk yourself up. You're going to bend the back leg if you did straighten it and come to an upright position. Let's bring the legs together and let them come forward. Sitting up tall, we've got the divine flesh out from underneath us. And we're going to just let the legs be in sort of a diagonal. Let's flex the feet and rotate them both in because we've done quite a bit of hip work here. And out. So we're just trying to help those hips ease out and open. And ease it out. Release it. And coming in. And out. Good. Bring the legs together and shake them out. Let's take a forward fold. Our feet are pointed. Divine flesh again. Check it. Make sure it's up from underneath. Lift the arms up. We're folding right from the hips. All the way over. Dropping the hips down. And allowing the upper body to drop towards the legs in that very folded position. Feet are pointed. Shake that head out. Shake the shoulders out. Shake the hips out. So we're really folding nicely and feeling the benefits of having that fold so you can stretch more through the spine and through the legs. Let's flex the right foot and breathe it out. Kind of reminiscent of the standing stretch that we did, but now we're really working on the whole hamstring. And then point that foot, let's take it to the other side, flex the left foot, press out through the heel. Again, see if you can reset so you're folding more from the hip flexor, head is loose, let it be loose, don't hold the head up. Pressing out through that heel. Let's repeat that, flex and press out. So we're increasing the stretch that's happening on that hamstring, right hamstring, shoulders loose, head loose, hips. Letting the body sink closer to the legs. And switch. And left heel presses out. Toes lift up. Shaking where you need to help remind yourself not to hold any tension. And allowing the body to sink over both legs. Now let's point the feet together. Let the head go. Breathing. And let's flex both feet. Deep breath in, exhale, flex both feet. And allow the body the torso, the spine to lengthen out over the legs. Let's repeat that, point the feet. Inhale. Exhale, flex out through the heels and allow the body to sink. Good. Point the feet, roll up through the spine and come to an upright position. Okay, let's open the legs into a second position. Wide as you can get. And you've done a lot of work through here, so you may find that the effort or the place that you feel it is a little bit different than you normally do. Let's flex out through the heels. And we're going to go down on a diagonal towards the right. So we're twisting our upper body. We're not going to the leg, but we're going into the space between the center and the leg. And here we go. Roll down, keeping this hip down, sliding and walking out. We're in a curved position, and we're trying not to roll our heels so that our toes go forward. We're trying to keep the toes up and keep that whole leg area rotated out. We get a spinal side stretch here on the back there, but also the inside thighs. So heads are down. Let's take a deep breath in. Exhale, reach out. See if you can lower the body a little bit closer to the floor. 3 more sets. Deep breath in. Exhale, watch the hips, watch the legs. We're still fighting to keep them rotated out. You should feel a deep stretch on the inside thigh of the leg that we are not facing. And again, breathe in. Exhale, let the shoulders relax. Maybe your body can get closer to the floor. You may not be very far, and you may also have your legs slightly bent. That's okay. Do what you can last time. Deep breath in. Exhale and reach.
Excellent. Now walk yourself up, engaging your abdominals. So you're going through your spine and come up, right? Let's bring the legs together for just a moment and beat them out. We'll go to the other side. Here we go. Legs are out. Nice tall backs. If you need to get the divine flesh out from underneath, please do. Flex the feet. Twisting the upper body. And now again, aiming towards that diagonal. Hands come front. We're not going towards the leg and we're not going to the center. In between there. And rolling down and walking the hands out, keeping both legs rotated out. And notice where you feel the stretch. You want the opposite hip in the direction you're going to stay down on the floor. Heads loose. Deep breath in. Exhale, reach. See if you can get a little farther out. Second breath, deep breath in. Exhale and reach. Lengthening out. 2 more. Nice deep breath in. Exhale, allow everything to go. Shake the shoulders and the heads and the hips as you need, keeping the legs rotated out. Last time, deep breath in and exhale and reach. Excellent. Walk the hands in, rolling out through the spine, keeping the body nice and lifted as you come all the way up. Let's bring the legs back in one more time. And we're going to have a fun time going all the way up. Divine flesh is up from underneath you. And let's just take some stretches sideways with our feet pointed. So we're reaching over, lengthen, and stretch. At the beginning of class, we did quite a bit of side stretches, so let's replicate it here in our open leg position. Reach with a circle. And drop over, breathe, keeping the opposite hip on the floor, and reach. See if you can get a little further over. Good, drop, lift, head is loose, and reach. And last time, drop, lift, up, and over. Good, hand comes down, let's do that roll up. Again, replicating something we did earlier in class, and reach to the other side. Excellent, reaching the arm over. Good. Feeling the length, opposite hips on the floor, head is nice and loose, shoulders are loose. Circling down, up, and reach. And see if you can get a little farther over. Good. And breathe, lift, up, and over. Lengthen. 2 more. Drop down. Breathe. Make your body getting lower to the leg. Feet are still pointed. Excellent. And drop. Down, lift, and over. Good. Hand comes down, roll out through the spine, and come to an upright position. All right, let's maintain this position and reach our arms out, come up, hands come together, and bring them to your heart chakra. Thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this class. And please, if you like my videos, do subscribe to my channel. Take care.